So you've asked me to say a little bit about how the interpretations of quantum mechanics. Anyway, down here, if I can read it, it says, my hobby is building bridges between science and religion and humanities, between science and psi, that's psychic phenomena, paranormal. And the method that I'm finding is useful is, the bottom thing says, to talk about the multiple interpretations of quantum mechanics. So I'd like to just tell you what I have in mind, because this is what my recent research involves. I strongly recommend people to go to the source of this table, and the way you find it is to go to Google and to Google interpretations of quantum mechanics. If you do that, you'll get a very nice discussion. It's a fairly long thing, many pages, of all the different theories of quantum mechanics. And then this didn't come out too good in the printout, but this is part of the article. And it has many rows. It has 16 rows of different interpretations. And what interpretations means, everybody except for one, everybody agrees on how to do the calculations, how to make the predictions. All these different stories are in agreement on they all come out with the same answer, even though they have different approaches. So the columns, like this one is Heisenberg, which is called the Copenhagen interpretation, and also Niels Bohr. The next one is von Neumann. This one is from 1932. The first one was Niels Bohr and Heisenberg is 1927. That's a long time. That's about 90 years ago. And then there's more recent ones that are Hugh Everett, Many Worlds is in 1957. So each of these rows is a different story.
Okay.
All that give the same predictions, except for Penrose. So Penrose is a famous mathematician physicist. He lives in England, and he has, that's this one here with the arrow, that's called the objective collapse, the objective collapse theory. And so all these others have something called the measurement problem, when there's say a human that makes an observation and that collapses the quantum wave function to become material, to become, instead of a wave, it becomes a particle. But it can either take a human or a machine or something big to make the measurement. But this objective collapse by Penrose, and also Stuart Hameroff has applied it to consciousness, and it is done automatically by interactions, by gravity. Penrose studies gravity, and just by the gravity force, when things get close enough to each other, the gravity becomes strong enough to produce the collapse without something big. And then with Hameroff, they have applied it to the mind and to consciousness. So that's what all these rows are, the different stories. The columns are different, something called metaphysics, different deep principles. For example, the first column is determinism. Is it deterministic, in which the evolution is no choice? I mean, everything is like a machine. So is it deterministic, or is it got some free will? So the first interpretation says yes, it's deterministic. The second one, which is the Copenhagen, says no. The third one, which is the Broglie-Bohm, says yes. The von Neumann says yes. The quantum logic says yes. Oh no, that one's agnostic. Agnostic. It means it could go either way. It's flexible. The logic, there's different. So anyway, so there's yeses and nos. The second column is it real? Is the wave function real? The first one says yes. The second one says no. The third one says yes, this is agnostic, this is yes, no. And so these different theories, all giving the same predictions, are in conflict with each other. And there's more, there's 9 columns. There's something called locality, there's things called a role of observer, and there's philosophical. So we have different stories that disagree with each other, and each of the proponents, like von Neumann, thinks he's right, and there's many people at this conference that really like one of these, and they say the other people are wrong. And my very strong belief is that they're all correct, except for the Penrose, which might be even more correct than the other. Well, all of them, except for the one with the arrow, the objective collapse, all of them, except for this one row here, make identical predictions to any future experiment, not just present experiment, not past experiment, but even for any future experiment, at least if the presently known laws of quantum mechanics are correct, then they all give the same data. And I'm going to be back in, where's my...